The Committee on Monetary Policy and Trade of the Subcommittee on Financial Services and the Subcommittee on Health Care Benefits and Administrative Rules of the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform will come to order. Quite a mouthful. Without objection, the Chair is authorized to declare a recess at any time. We all know that we have votes that are rather imminent. Because we are dealing with two subcommittees, we also have interest from our full chairs and ranking member as well. Thought I would lay this out real quickly. I will be doing an opening statement. We will then go to Ms. Moore from Wisconsin for her opening statement. It will then go to Mr. Jordan, and then Mr. Cartwright. At that point, Mr. Henserling. If he is so moved to decline, that is fine. Ms. Waters is interested in having an opening statement, and then Mr. Chaffetz, if he so chooses as well. I'd like to thank everybody for being here on this important issue. And to my friend, Mr. Jordan, I appreciate your willingness and eagerness to, again, hold a joint hearing to further examine Export-Import Bank's political mandates and its sordid past. The Export-Import Bank's stated goal is to support American jobs through exports. However, in my opinion, judging by the bank's prior financing deals, it appears to be doing quite the opposite oftentimes. American taxpayers have been unwittingly propping up foreign state-owned companies in Saudi Arabia, Russia, China, Venezuela, Pakistan, India, Colombia, Mexico, Ethiopia, South Africa, and others who have done nothing but, frankly, work against the best interests of American citizens. In fact, of the 50 largest loans or guarantees approved by the EXIM Bank since fiscal year 2007, 46% of those by dollar amount of the loans have gone to foreign state-owned companies or a joint venture that includes a state-owned company. Additionally, the Export-Import Bank has a bit of an unsavory track record involving corruption, bribery, and fraud. Perhaps the most infamous example of illegal behavior is that of former Congressman William Jefferson, a Democrat colleague of ours from Louisiana, who was raided by the FBI, convicted, and sent to prison for bribery, racketeering, and money laundering. You all may remember him as better as the congressman who stuffed his freezer with $90,000 in cold, hard cash, literally. Jefferson was working with then an EXIM employee as well as an EXIM board member to broker a deal between two Nigerian companies seeking financial support from EXIM Bank. This is just one example of how the political mandates for particular sectors and regions around the world have invited a culture of corruption by creating perverse incentives for the bank's staff to meet arbitrarily stated goals. While time has passed, it appears the culture within EXIM has not, unfortunately. Just last year, EXIM removed 4 employees for accepting gifts and kickbacks from companies seeking export financing. In fact, one of these former employees was charged by the Department of Justice a little over 2 weeks ago for taking briberies numerous times between 2006 and 2013, and he subsequently had pled guilty. This doesn't appear to be an isolated incident either. During the previous congressional hearing held on April 15th, after more than 2 hours of testimony, the Acting Inspector General of the Export-Import Bank announced that there are 47 people who have been convicted of defrauding the bank in the past 5 years, and that there are at least 31 open investigations with the potential for even more indictments. The more that is unearthed about the Export-Import Bank, the more concerned I become. While the goal and objective of the bank might be admirable, the current state of the bank is abhorrent at best. Why should Congress spend tax dollars on an organization that has reestablished a track record of corruption? And why should American tax dollars be used to finance foreign government-owned or operated companies that compete against American workers? A clean reauthorization bank, which has been proposed by a few up here, of the bank does not provide taxpayers with the accountability that is expected from my constituents in Michigan or the overwhelming majority of citizens around the nation. I look forward to hearing from Chairman Hochberg, and I do appreciate you being here, sir, about your plan to clean up the bank and your plan to polish up its image and, frankly, your image as well, or it may close shop. So with that, I would like to recognize my ranking member on the subcommittee, Ms. Moore of Wisconsin, for 5 minutes.